What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy. It is Kit Nagy. Live look there at the beautiful Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Super Bowl 58. We have made it. It is time for our official sim. It is the 49ers and the Chiefs. And we will see how this one transpires. Kit, how are we doing today?
Doing very well. Very excited for this one, obviously, as Super Bowl Sunday is always fun, and I watch it for the football, not for any of the rest of that nonsense, but maybe that's just me. But certainly excited to see these two teams go at it. We've had a bit of a dynasty going on with one Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs from the AFC, and of course the San Francisco 49ers have been very good for quite a while now, and certainly seem to have found something going with their head coach and front office alignment, and then the old Mr. Irrelevant working out on their behalf. But that offense has been excellent, and McCaffrey probably the biggest piece of how that offense has become so dynamic.
Absolutely, it really has. Again, heard a lot of, obviously there's so much time before the game. Everybody talks. There's all sorts of different things to talk about, but kind of that idea that if Shanahan can't get over it, does he turn into like that guy who can't win the big one already in his career?
Right, because he lost with the Falcons and he lost with the 49ers once each, right?
He has, yes. He's been twice and lost both times. Hey, Mitchell. Hey, Don. Hey, Applied. Welcome in, guys. Yeah, of course, about 30 teams wishing it for them.
That's right.
Not just us. All right, first play of the Super Bowl. Get your prop bet sheets ready. Handoff or a pass, and it's going to be a stretch to the left side of McCaffrey, and it'll be stoned right at the line by Nick Bolton. To me, it feels pretty obvious. If San Francisco could run the ball and be multi-dimensional, I think they've got a real shot. If you make Purdy have to throw it 40 times, I think that's a win for the Chiefs.
I agree.
Tried to go over the middle to his tight end, George Kittle, but that one is going to be incomplete. 3rd and 9 here. Something like that. Obviously, he's got a few more years before he's Mark Lee. I mean, Levy did, 4 in a row with the Bills? They lost 4 Super Bowls in a row?
Yep.
That's a little bit different kind of pain. Hey, Keith, welcome in.
It was a good pull, though.
Purdy's
I like that.
He's going to fire this one right side.
That was a good pull.
That was. Debo with the first catch and the first down of the game. Nick Bosa, a fan of it, over on the sideline. Hey, Rick, welcome in. Here's Brock Purdy. Now he's in trouble. Now he'll float over the middle dangerously between 2 defenders, and somehow Debo squeezes it for a gain of 9.
Yeah, impressive throw there from Purdy. Really just the slimmest of windows he fit it through, but able to get the arm strength to go for him and gets it to Debo.
Flipping the field with those 3 different X factors on offense. One of them right there, and George Kittle. Of course, Debo and McCaffrey, the other 2. And another first down to Kittle now. 3 straight completions for Brock Purdy. And they're up to the midfield stripe here. Super Bowl 58. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. Hope everybody's having a great day. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports, joining with our official Super Bowl 58 sim. Hard to believe we've already made it. It is tomorrow. Of course, that means pretty quickly after tomorrow, Kit and I will be moving forward with a virtual off-season and building our 2024 Browns and running it back.
That's right.
Purdy, right side. Throw! It's picked! Watch out! This one's going to go to the house! It's Reed to the 30, 20, 10, and the first touchdown of the game is a pick 6. Justin Reed baited him, and Purdy snagged it on the hook.
Wow, that one was absolutely beautifully read by Reed. He just positions himself stealthily here, just kind of fields it, settles, and then boom, he's got it, he's gone. It's a beautiful play as he just kind of was working underneath, saw the eyes, worked to where the ball was likely to go, and then put himself into position to take that one for 6. And what a disastrous throw that was for Brock Purdy.
And a positive opening drive stalls out in a painful way with a big pick 6 to start the game. Hey, Nine, welcome in. Hey, George, welcome in. And yeah, Wendell, it was cool to see the Browns get the regular season love that those individuals and teams certainly deserved. We just stalled out at the wrong time.
That's right. But certainly feel that all of those were very well deserved awards, all 4 of them, and very proud of those guys. And certainly bodes well for the future of this organization, given the success that they have seen and started to see now. Of course, we want awards, that are more team-based and involve the word Lombardi in them. But hey, we're baby steps. We're working that way.
The Lombardi Award.
Yes, trophy, yeah.
That's fine. It all is the same. Left side throw. Got Samuel. He makes a man miss to the 50, to the 45. Cool little spin move for Debo. And a big first down into Chief territory there for Samuel.
That was so impressive by Samuel, because most receivers are going to take that right out of bounds here. Not Debo Samuel. Look at him just to the ball. Quick turn around. It absolutely throws off McDuffie, who's not able to make a play, and Debo Samuel gets loose down the sideline. That was fun.
Here comes McCaffrey now with a pulling left guard. A little juke move from him, and he'll pick up a nice gain of 7. More than doubling his total on one carry there. Nick Bolton, rookie linebacker from a year ago, has turned into a very nice piece in the middle of that Chief defense. Now Purdy, quick throw left side. Got Ayuk, first down, makes a man miss as well, and inside the 30. We'll say down at the 25-yard line, and a really nice response drive here for the 49ers off of that pick 6.
Yeah, it certainly was.
McCaffrey a little skinny through the hole again. Another easy 6 yards for Run CMC.
Well, I want to go back really quick to those last 2 throws we saw. Both of them, the defense has kind of tried to make a play on the ball, not on the player, and in effect, both players have managed to work upfield where otherwise they might not have. A little better technique here from the Kansas City defense if they want to make this San Francisco, or stop this San Francisco 49er attack.
Angle route out of the backfield. McCaffrey, easy first down there. So Purdy taking what's being given right now. Again, maybe a little bit gun shy after that pick. And at least I'm happy to say the automatic nerfing of a quarterback after one mistake appears to have been avoided, at least so far on this drive.
Indeed. Let's hope that holds up.
2nd and 7 here, 8 minutes to go still in the first quarter. 7-0 Chiefs again on that Justin Reed pick 6. Just a few plays ago, Purdy finds Samuel left side. Can he make a man miss? He cannot. Thrown out of bounds by Watson, the defender. It's Jalen Watson. 3rd and 4 here now. Got to be smart with this football. Cannot turn it over again. 3 points is the absolute worst thing that can happen. McCaffrey will leave the backfield and go to the left side. Empty set for Purdy against a 4-man rush. Deep over the middle. Caught! Knocked around, but he holds on. George Kittle. And the Niners respond with 7 of their own.
Yeah, how impressive is that for George Kittle? Just a skinny little post route here as he is able to create some action on that backside. You're going to see him work into the seam. Just enough of a window, and that concentration through the defenders, knowing the hit's coming, securing the ball, getting his feet in before the end line. What a play. They're going to review this, but I think that's an easy 6, no question, and that one is going to tie this ball game up. What a play for the 49ers, and what a response.
Yep, definitely looks like both of those Air Force Ones are in there for Kittle. And holds on to the football all the way to the ground, and that one will stand, which means the rookie Jake Moody in to try to tie it up. So great response drive from Purdy in the offense again after throwing a pick 6. It's 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, and we haven't even seen Mahomes and the Chiefs on the field on offense just yet. We'll get that look for it here in a minute.
Yeah, so Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, Wendell, so basically.
Go
ahead.
He took the Boston College head coaching job shortly after he had accepted the role as the offensive coordinator for Ohio State.
21 days.
Yeah, 21 days later, he took a job because the head coaching spot opened up for Boston College because their coach went to the NFL as the offensive coordinator for forgetting who.
Defensive coordinator for the Packers.
Defensive coordinator for the Packers. Correct. Thanks. But then
Jeff Hafley. Yeah, because he was
Jeff
the
Hafley.
Brown, or he was Ohio State's defensive coordinator.
That's right. Jeff Hafley went, and then as a result, there goes Bill O'Brien out of the offensive coordinator role. Then Ohio State calls up Chip Kelly out of UCLA, and then hire him as their new offensive coordinator. So Chip Kelly, and really kind of a reversal of fortunes, kind of an interesting story in the fact that Chip Kelly was the coach who coached Day and also had Day on his staff as his offense coordinator. Now the roles are reversed as Day is the head coach with Chip Kelly as his offensive coordinator. So the offensive schemes certainly are going to match, as that nearly was a catch after a pick after a catch. I don't know how that happened that way, but it was very bizarre and dropped at the end of the day. A lot of excitement for nothing.
Yes. So just that. So you lost your OC. He became a head coach, so you went and found a head coach and made him your OC. So there had been rumors that Kelly had wanted to get out. He applied to be the Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator as well. I just think in the new era of college football, like, we're constantly not only recruiting your guys, the portal, and just, it's not for the faint of heart anymore, it feels like. And so I don't think it's coincidence that some of these older guys, Saban and Chip Kelly and others, Jeff Hafley, if you will, kind of getting out of it and going and finding, quote, easier jobs. He's going to make a very good amount of money. The cost of living in LA and Columbus are a little bit different, as Kit can probably attest to. Kit and I can certainly attest to.
Yes, I can tell you for a certainty they are very different.
Yeah. So, and again, yeah, as he mentioned, the longtime connection with Ryan Day. But you're talking about a guy who was a head coach for Oregon, for UCLA, for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's always been a unique offensive mind. His teams run the ball super well. If you think about those Oregon teams with Marcus Mariota at quarterback and Michael James and all those guys. And even, what he was able to do with DTR for the last 5 years. And so I think it's a home run hire. I think he's actually ends up becoming a better option for Ohio State than, no offense to Bill O'Brien.
I
think
agree.
Just the meshing of what Ryan Day and Chip Kelly are already speaking the same language on.
Because
and I think Ryan Day has said finally that he will give up play calling, so Chip Kelly will be able to call the plays. And
Day's system is predicated. Day's system is predicated on Chip Kelly's. So then it would be kind of like if some of those like a Shanahan the Elder were to come around and hire Stefanski were to hire Shanahan the Elder to run his plays, kind of thing. It's the same system, same idea. They've got connections going way back, or maybe Gary Kubiak as the guy that the Browns were to bring in as an offense coordinator. That would be kind of a similar kind of feel to this.
Absolutely. Karloftis gets in there for a sack. So we've had a couple of punt both ways. Sorry, Rick. Sorry about your internet. Hopefully it'll clean up. Gosh, Naim, I don't know if I even really have an official prediction. As a casual fan of neither team, like I get, there are Buckeyes on San Francisco, so part of me wants to root for them. Not seeing Mahomes win another Super Bowl already would be okay too, I guess. So I guess maybe I'm pulling for the 49ers, but not in a strong way. I just hope it's a good game and that all of my prop bets cash.
Yeah, I want to see good football at the end of the day here for me. I want to see good football between these two teams. I'm kind of with you on the, 49ers kind of were a team I liked a bit back in the day, back in the Joe Montana era, Jerry Rice, all those guys. But I gotta say, of the two, if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick the 49ers, only because the Chiefs, although very, very good, they're not what they have been on offense, even with Mahomes, even with Kelsey, and then I think that is not exactly the case. Now we'll see. The 49ers have to step up. They've got to rise to the equation and play the big game and play it well, and they can. And if they do that, I think they win. But it's going to be a hard-fought battle, and it's going to be the question of does the better roster, better offense win out in this case, or does the experience and just having been there, done that, does that win out? Which one is gonna prevail? So we'll see.
Absolutely. Happy belated birthday to your bride, Keith. Just have a good afternoon and evening. There's another sack coming from that very expensive defensive line, Hargrave and Armstead. Of course, Hargrave playing in the Super Bowl last year as a member of the Philadelphia Eagles, still reeling from the sting of that loss, and now with a 10-7 lead. San Francisco's defense has played well. Again, remember the 7 points for the Chiefs belonged to Justin Reed on a pick six. So far, Mahomes and the offense have been very pedestrian. Still, again, with about 83 seconds left in this first quarter of Super Bowl 58. Pretty sweet little logo there on the ground underneath Purdy's feet. He'll float it right side. Going up tall. Ayuk climbs the ladder and climbs McDuffie a little bit too with a great catch and a big first down.
Yeah, really impressive tracking skills there and body control to go up, just like you talked about, climbing the ladder over the defender McDuffie to make that play. That was very impressive from Ayuk, and he's known for that kind of stuff.
Floated again, left side to Ayuk, and he's down to the 6. So he is just beating the man coverage off the line, and Purdy's just lofting it up there for him to run underneath, and he does it here again. Just look at this little floater.
Yeah, that was a beauty. He absolutely drops it in a bucket for Ayuk there, and makes it an easy play for him. Ayuk just not quite able to outrun the defense there, but nearly a touchdown in the making. That was pretty.
Good to hear, Rick. McCaffrey now up the middle, and it'll be thrown to the ground. Drew Tranquil. That hole was there and closed very quickly, and that's how the first quarter is going to come to a close. 10-7. Again, 2 touchdown passes for Brock Purdy, 1 to each colored jersey. After 15, let's flip it. Juszczyk checks into the game, and they'll go heavy here on a 2nd and goal from the 4. McCaffrey wiggling down to the 1. Karlaftis came around. Shamari Connor there in there as well. And now a big 3rd and goal upcoming. They go heavy again. Juszczyk in there with all 3 tight ends. They'll go play action. Purdy will roll right back across his body, and it's going to be picked in the end zone. Oh my, another mistake for Purdy as Mike Edwards sits on that backside route and picks him off in the end zone.
Unfortunately, real terrible mechanics. You never want to throw it back against your body.
Yes.
This is why, as you see right there, the defense is in a better position than the offense to adjust to that ball. And unless you've got a guy sitting wide open that no defender has a chance in the throwing lane to make a play, then you never want to throw that, especially for the mechanics. It makes it really hard to be accurate and have the power you need to get the ball where it needs to go, especially crossing passing lanes of defenders. So that never a good choice there, and unfortunately bites him. And look out for that snowball effect here, because we've seen that far too often in men.
We have. Kansas City, though, can't get out of their own way. They have negative 15 yards of offense here to start the game.
Yeah, that may be the...
Mahomes taking yet another sack on the screen pass, unfortunately. And now he'll get sacked again, and that's going to be a safety! Eric Armstead, speaking of former Oregon Ducks, into the end zone, and a safety here as they were running another screen. Come on, man.
Yeah, running a screen, and the problem is you can't just let free rushers. You got to at least get hands on to blunt the pass rush. You can't just let them go completely free. Armstead's going to make that tackle every time. Just really poorly executed. They needed to shift the protection to bring a guy internal to pick up Armstead at least long enough to slow the rush, and then release for the screen. That was really poorly executed and results in a safety, giving San Francisco yet more opportunity in spite of the mistakes from Brock Purdy. As a nice run out to the outside here creates some space, and Mason gets 12. But certainly can't afford those kinds of mistakes, especially when the other team is sputtering and turning the ball over. You effectively just gave them 2 points and turned the ball over yourself.
Yep. Sure did. Again, we're talking the Kansas City Chiefs currently have negative 20 yards of total offense.
Yep.
Another 9 yards there for Brandon Ayuk, as he's darn near 100 yards receiving all on his own. They've run 30 plays so far, have the 49ers here in the first half.
Right.
Left side throw.
Well, and if
Samuel.
If the 49ers weren't in the business of turning the ball over so far in this game with those 2 picks, this would be already in blowout territory.
You're right.
Practically.
Absolutely, sure would. Again, the 7 points the Chiefs do have is a pretty pick 6, and then
yeah, it's hard to score with a negative 20 yards of offense.
The end zone.
hard to get touchdowns going backwards 20 yards.
Yes, it is. Yes, you're right. They're very lucky to even have any points and only be down 5 here. 2nd and 7. He'll float it again over the middle. Quickly tackled. Purdy trying to keep it short and simple here. Recovering from, again, already 2 first-half interceptions. Here's a 3rd and 4 now. 10:50 on the second quarter clock. Back to pass quickly. Right side. Put it on the correct side of him, and a good catch by Samuel for a first down. Defender was waiting for the out cut, so Samuel cut in. Good read by Brock Purdy. 10:20 and counting. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy. Nagy on Sports is the channel, our official Super Bowl sim. We've done every single game of the playoffs, as well as the entirety of the Brown season, plus some other games. Appreciate you joining us again. If you are still new to the channel, or just maybe haven't been on in a while, the off season is when we really have fun, as we get to play pretend, make believe, and take our Browns into the future, getting to make some roster decisions. We'll also find out where Caleb Williams goes, Drake May, Marvin Harrison, those kinds of things. Our first look at that, all with live original commentary. 3rd and 9 here. Purdy. Zip it over the middle. Kittle caught it again. Beat Mike Edwards. And so far, Purdy in the 49ers passing game, again, with the exception of those 2 picks, is pretty much getting whatever he wants right now against this Chief defense.
Yeah, he sure is. Just picking them apart, using the weapons.
McCaffrey already his 13th carry for 51 yards. As they have been able to stay balanced, which again was one of my keys to the game. Well, it is one of my keys to the game for the real thing tomorrow. Now McCaffrey will leave. Purdy all alone from his 7. He'll throw back left side, dropped.
He had Samuel on the inside.
Trying to go for Juwan Jennings.
Kind of surprised, or not Samuel, Debo. Yeah, that is Samuel. He had Debo on the inside. I'm kind of surprised he didn't throw that. He had him wide open for a touchdown. This one's going to get an easy.
Now Purdy takes off, and he's into the end zone. Using the legs, Brock Purdy. Everyone's covered, so he takes off, and they do a little dance. The 49ers starting to roll here now.
Yeah, they sure are. Look at this open up. Nice protection there. Just recognized it in very slow reaction from the defense to try to make a play on Brock Purdy. They didn't anticipate him running there, and sure enough, he takes advantage of it. Gets him in for another score, and here we go as the 49ers starting to really exaggerate this advantage as they have completely smothered the Kansas City Chiefs offense. And their offense has managed to put some good points on the board, extending the lead now 19-7.
So, Mahomes, we need a first down here. Look at that. Game trends, total yards, negative 24 yards right now.
Yeah,
they
wild.
literally cannot get out of their own way. Pacheco gets 3, and there's much rejoicing. Yeah, I mean, we saw it, Wendell. The Browns defense did shut down Brock Purdy.
Sure did.
Now, if we were playing in San Francisco, it probably would have been a different story since we were very Jekyll and Hyde home and away. But this is technically a neutral site, so maybe we would have been okay. No Rick there. Definitely everybody gets the ridiculous play calls as they're running another screen on 3rd down. Unbelievable.
Yep.
4 sacks on 4 screenplays.
Absolutely gross. And again, look, they just leave the pass rush with no hands on at all. They just let it go right by them, and you can't do that. You got to at least get your hands on, take them off their path, slow them down at least a little bit to give your quarterback the time to set up the screen. It's not like it happens instantaneously. You need a little bit of time back there to be able to get the ball out of your hands and to your running back. It's not. It will never work when you're just going to let the pass rush come unabated.
Yes, please stop calling screen passes Andy Reid. They do not work.
Yeah.
In Madden. Well, 19-7, and I think maybe the only way this thing can open back up is if the Chiefs maybe cause another turnover. Maybe they'll bait Purdy into a third interception.
Well, you almost feel like it's got to be a defensive score to really get the offense sparked again. So
Yeah.
you feel like another pick six would be the only way really to get them into this game in the way they want to have a chance that their offense, maybe find some kind of a spark of life. For right now, they're flatlined.
And again, only down 12. It's not insurmountable, but I mean, literally, they can do nothing on offense right now. And they will force a 3-and-out and a punt with 5:29, but negative 30 yards. Like, we're not making this up. They've gone backwards for 30 yards thanks to 4 screen pass sacks.
Yeah, a positive 30 yards right now would be really bad. Negative 30 yard at this point in this game is a hot mess for the Chiefs. I mean, that is I mean, directly helping field position of the San Francisco 49ers. And the only reason you're even in this is for the fact that you forced turnovers in that 1 3-and-out you just got.
Blitz coming. Mahomes will fire it out of it into traffic. It's caught by MVS. A jump ball. Marquez Valdez-Scantling somehow brings it in for 48. And that felt like a Hail Mary prayer that was answered.
Yeah, it certainly does, and it gets you all that yardage back plus some. You're finally on the positive side of the tally here after that one throw, and boy, did they need that. Now they've got to punch it in for a touchdown.
You're in the black, as they say. Here we go,
right.
Across the middle, Rashee Rice. Mahomes has 59 yards passing, but he had taken so many sacks, he couldn't count any of those yards, and now he's in the zone. So, man, if they ever needed something, that prayer of a throw to MVS, who was able to body off the defender and make the catch. And now Kelsey has his first catch, which means cue the first Taylor Swift shot of the day. We were talking about it, exactly right. Felt like it was coming, and now Rice very quickly, bing, bang, bong, into the end zone. And Kansas City with signs of life now.
Yeah, this is a giant you do not want to wake up if you're the 49ers. This offense, if they get going, Mahomes gets into a rhythm, you start hitting some of your targets, your Rashee Rices, you throw your Sir Travis Kelce's in there, and a few throws, MVS downfield, and all of a sudden you're looking at some points, and because of those turnovers with that defensive score, it's actually still a tight game.
Yep. They did it in 4 plays in 100 seconds that time. And the 49er fans absolutely silenced right now by what's happened. They've essentially dominated this football game. And now all of a sudden they feel a 5-point lead is not enough.
That's right.
Purdy now in trouble. He'll roll left. Now he'll reset his feet and fire it out of bounds. He actually had a man.
Yeah, with steps.
Couldn't keep it in the field of play.
Yeah, he had an opportunity, didn't quite connect. If he had put that on target, that might have been a touchdown because he had a good 3-4 steps on the defender.
Here comes McCaffrey. He'll try the left. Not much there. They'll say a yard is gained before Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquil, the 2 linebackers, combined for the tackle. Clock trickling down towards 3 minutes to go here till Usher and company out in the halftime show, and he'll be sacked this time. Drew Tranquil came on a blitz untouched, and another 3-and-out for the Chiefs defense. They are alive.
Yep, it's been the defense that has kept this team very much in this ball game. They do so again here. That's their second 3-and-out to go with their 2 interceptions, 1 for a pick 6. And the offense finally woke up enough to get a score of their own, and suddenly if this Chiefs offense can capitalize and continue to build off of that and manage to drive down here for a touchdown, they'll take a lead and potentially not look back. We'll see what happens.
There's Mahomes' last drive again, got him into the end zone in 4 plays, 72 yards. He is still in the zone, and now you go back and think about not 1 but 2 interceptions that A, took points off the board, and B, gave the Chiefs points that Purdy threw in that first quarter and a half. All of a sudden, you're wishing you had a few more of those points back, I think.
Oh, yes, certainly are.
2-minute warning here. Super Bowl 58. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy. Nagy on Sports, only place on YouTube you can find full simulated sporting event games, mostly football, using Madden, from a PlayStation 5 with live original commentary. Again, only place on YouTube that you can find it. We're very grateful and appreciative to all of our subscribers. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, we'd appreciate that. Or if you got yourself a new Gmail account recently, make sure you subscribe from every Gmail account that you have. Another screen. No, and it's out! And it's going to be picked up. Chase Young. He'll be touchdown at the 29, but a huge turnover, and now the 49ers with some life of their own.
Yeah, some defensive life, and again, coming on a stupid screen pass. But you got to look out because this turnover margin is just narrowed to 1 as the 49ers come up with one of their own, and this could be a big turn of events if they can turn this into points.
Yes, it can. Jawan Jennings completing his first catch for 9. Anyway, appreciate you being on with us is what I meant to say before I got so rudely interrupted by that strip sack. 1:11 on this clock. Both teams still with all 3 timeouts. Purdy over the middle. Dig route. Jennings again to the 7. And this would be a huge re-swinging of the momentum.
Oh, yeah.
If Shanahan and company can punch this one in here before the end of the half. Purdy, Dupe. 2 guys kind of run the same route, and Kittle and Samuel sort of bumped into each other, and nobody able to catch it. Yeah, Kittle's like, I need a flag, but the flag was on Deebo Samuel.
That's right.
Yeah, Wendell, we haven't talked about it at all. Gosh, 210 acres across the street from the airport in Brook Park, purchased by the ownership group. So we'll see what happens.
I sure hope they do.
I don't live in the... I would say I don't live in the city, so I don't necessarily have a dog in the fight. I know a lot of people are super peeved that they would consider taking it out of downtown.
I'd be all for it personally,
but yeah, I mean, as somebody who drives to get there from the south, that's 30 minutes closer to home than I am, frankly. And you know, good parking, the rapids right there and everything. So obviously, other things would spring up around it. In the Brook Park area, but it is very interesting. It feels a little bit like a game of chicken with the city and the mayor. Like, fine, we'll just do it out here then. We don't need your money and your time, as they're going to go ahead and settle for a Jake Moody field goal with 7 seconds left. So it is interesting. I have been on the record for a long time saying build the dome. I don't care where the stadium is in the greater northeast part of Ohio, but please just build a dome. Nobody actually likes cold, gross weather games. You just say that you do because it's the quote football thing to do. But nobody actually likes freezing their butt off.
No.
The players don't actually like 9-0 snow bowls.
No.
So build it wherever you want, but build the darn dome. The Viking Stadium is gorgeous. This stadium is gorgeous. Like,
yes.
Plus, you get you get the Final Fours, you get WrestleMania, you get concerts all through the you can have all the other things.
Changes the game entirely in terms of what you can do there, what you can host there, what time of year you can do all those things. I mean, let's be honest. Cleveland is not known for its good weather. Plus, you take all that nonsense about the wind on the field out of play. It's not really a home field advantage because honestly, we've been beaten because of those issues. I mean, it's not helping us any more than it's helping any other team. And realistically, you know, if you build a dome and you really have a lot more ability to up the entertainment value of going to these games in person. I mean, if you go to Allegiant Stadium, if you go to the Viking Stadium, if you go to some of these newer domes, they're pretty freaking sweet. I got the opportunity to go to SoFi and watch the Browns play there, and man, let me tell you, it was awfully nice. And the entertainment value capability is a lot better than when you're sitting there suffering in the elements.
Absolutely. So yes, Kit and I are very much on team build the dome.
Yes.
Whether it's downtown, whether it's in Brook Park, whether it's somewhere else, still in the greater Cleveland area. I don't want it like in Detroit or something.
Yeah, no more moving the team to another city nonsense. Let's be done with that.
No, none of that. think that was a bad spot. I thought Rice had the first down.
I thought he did too.
On the catch. They will say he is short, and so they're going to force a punt here. It's 22-14. We didn't even get to talk about the halftime show. It came in a win. I had a little Usher medley prepared to sing for you and everything. So we got distracted by the dome conversation. We'll have to save it for another time, I guess. All right, first offensive play of the second half is going to be McCaffrey, untouched for 11, call it 12. And he'll go down, and again, 17 for 64. I think he's my biggest X factor tomorrow in real life, is if they can keep the Chiefs' defense honest with the run game and not put it all on Brock Purdy, and a.k.a. not be super down and have to put it all on Brock Purdy, I think there's a very good chance they get the dub.
Yep, I agree. I think he is the key that you want to take a look for. If he is having himself a really good game, look out. I think this 49ers can run away with it.
He'll try the left side. Nice block by Juszczyk. Huge first down and more after a juke move into Chief territory. Some fullback love as Juszczyk absolutely sealed the edge. McCaffrey got around easy for a big first down.
Yeah, speaking of running away with it, there it is, a little power game out to the outside. That was a beauty and well read by McCaffrey.
Incomplete as he tried to fire one over in the direction of Brandon Ayuk, 2nd and 10. 49ers lead by 8. Again, they got that field goal at the end of the half, courtesy of another screen pass, strip sack. I think that was 5 screen passes, and every single one of them was a sack.
Well, they had every single one of them misblocked, and they didn't shift their blocking, and they kept having guys coming loose up the middle. Of course they're not going to work. You're never going to let guys come unabated to the quarterback without at least getting a hand on them. You have to slow it up at least a tick, or it will blow the screen up. Guarantee you, these players are too good for that. You can't just assume that you can let a defender run free at your quarterback and that somehow a screen is going to work in spite of it.
Kittle was wide open there, and Purdy just couldn't put him on him. Now it's a 2nd and 10 here from the Chief 34.
Yep,
now he'll go to the left side. Purdy, man open, Debo! He got behind everybody. Touchdown 49ers. What a play. Brock Purdy to Debo Samuel.
Well, Brock Purdy had an off-platform throw previously, missing the wide open. Kittle doesn't miss here, but look at his feet. Look where he was trying to throw that from. Mechanics were beautiful on that one. And instead, he puts a beauty to Debo into the end zone. That's the way you're supposed to do it, not the previous rep. So at least he got it cleaned up.
28-14. Here comes the kick to make it 29. We have a scoregami in the Super Bowl. I bet you 29-14 would be one.
Might be.
Tough to get 29.
To guarantee it, you'd need some kind of weird scoring for Kansas City, though. So, like, if you had got them a safety or something, made it 29-16.
Yeah, 29-16, yeah. All right. Back out onto the field again. They went 3 and out to start the second half. Unfortunately, they've given up 10 unanswered after their little scoring run. What a dart over the middle, and Rice couldn't pull it in. DeAndre Lenore, another Oregon Duck, able to knock that one out of there, 10:31. On the clock. Now he'll go right side. Pacheco out of the backfield. Can he break a tackle? No, but it sets up 3rd and 1. Mahomes still under 100 yards passing in the football game. Chiefs still at 51 yards total in the game. There's a big 3rd and 1. They'll pitch it left side. Pacheco, and he's going to be stuffed in the backfield. Chase Young right there with Fred Warner. Double flowing locks out of the back of their helmet, and Pacheco's going to lose yardage, and the tough call there is, look at that thing just get blown up in the backfield.
Yeah, caught him from the backside there. Again, those slow developing toss sweeps are not great in Madden, and at least it wasn't a screen pass, which would have gone backwards for 15 if not a strip sack fumble like we saw in the last one. But again, suspect play calling here is that little toss toss sweep on a 3rd and 1, ends up losing them 2 yards, and a 4th and 3 results in the punt. So he certainly can't like what they're doing with the play calling, want them to clean that up, but at least it's going forward or getting better than the screen
less
game
backwards.
calls.
It's not going forward.
No, I meant
going
forward.
Less backwards.
Yes, less backwards is a better way of saying it. You're correct. That it's at least it's going better than the screen game was.
That's right. Another first down run for McCaffrey. Look at that, 373 to 49 total yardage here. 124 to 6 in rushing yards. McCaffrey again will add to that. Well, actually he won't. Well, let's say he got 1 yard before Chris Jones, who's really been quiet today. Chris Jones usually steps up in a big way in these big games, and we have not really called his name until that first tackle. McCaffrey again, he'll try the right side and pick up a few more yards, but every single time they hand this football off, tick, tick, tick. In addition to continuing to pad that now 15-point lead here, Chiefs going to start to get into the danger zone quickly. 3rd and 7, play action. Purdy back to pass. He'll step into it and throw it out of bounds. Live to play another day for Brock. I don't think they're quite in field goal range yet here. Have not yet crossed the 50-yard line. So Mitch Wishnowski, the veteran punter, into the game. Again, appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports. Thanks so much to all of our subscribers. You guys are the best. Again, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe, we'd appreciate that. Our next milestone for subscribers is 1,100, which is pretty darn exciting. Also, make sure that you join the Discord channel. Now is a great time to join us on our Discord channel, which there is an invite link in the description of this video. Discord is very quickly where we will be posting lots of polls, like should the Bears trade Justin Fields or should they take Caleb Williams #1? That's probably going to be the first one that goes up there because those decisions will get made here on the channel very shortly. Also, Kit and I might throw together a couple free agent packages, much like we did last year when we adequately, what did we say? We had Okoronkwo and Thornhill pegged, right,
That's
Kit?
right.
Didn't we get both of those guys?
We did. We had both of those guys nailed.
So, we didn't have Tomlinson, but we did have another D tackle. I don't remember who we got.
Hargrave?
Was it Deron Payne, right?
Or Payne, yeah.
Before he signed with Washington. So, again, make sure that you hop on that Discord channel with us so you can feel like you're making those decisions and help to be a part of that as well. And again, we'll just try to knock that offseason out in the next week or so after the Super Bowl ends. But again, that's when the channel starts to get really fun, when we get to little play pretend and sort of get a glimpse of the future. We'll get to see number 24 back in the backfield for the Browns, which will be really fun. Obviously, number 4 at the helm as well. Which receiver should we go after? That's probably going to be one of the big questions. I know a bunch of articles have gone around about Hopkins, about T. Higgins. I just frankly don't think they're going to be able to afford T. Higgins unless it means getting rid of Cooper or Chubb. So lots of things to talk about. And again, we quickly understand why Andrew Berry makes the big bucks, because a lot of difficult decisions need to get made, and there's just a finite amount of money to be spent. Oh yeah, sorry, I missed your question, Don. No, these are all live. When the channel very, very, very first started, like the first 5 or 6 games that I made right in the height of COVID, I didn't have the ability to do them. Well, I didn't know that PlayStation had the ability to do them live, frankly. So those were pre-recorded, and then I would overdub the talking later.
Yeah, all post-production work too.
Oh yeah, it was taking me like 9 hours to make one hour-long video. Now again, in the height of COVID, there was nothing else going on. I didn't mind doing it, but I think it was the playoffs of that first season where I finally figured out how to stream live, and it was glorious.
Yes, I was involved even from back then because I think I helped you figure that one out. But yeah, it's if you go back to some of those original videos, it's quite a different product from where we started, or really where Phil started. We have come a long way as a channel, but certainly fun to go back and see how different it was.
Absolutely, Don. Definitely a mystery. And yes, Kit's right. The ones where you hear him call them by himself, I will just send it up to the internet, and then he pulls it down like it's live.
Yeah, it's just basically a video demand on
29-14
on a Twitch stream that I just pull the VOD down and I'm just running it, and I haven't watched it in advance, so it's just as if it's live to me, but the game was pre-recorded, so it's because it's all of this has to happen on Phil's PlayStation, so I can't remotely plug into his PlayStation and queue this all up. He's got to do that, so that's why when he's not able to be on the call, he'll just bank them in advance, and then I'll pull up the feed and play it, and then call it live. So a pseudo-live version.
That's right. Continuing to go backwards now as the Chiefs defense may be showing a little bit of life. 29-14 is the lead that the 49ers are trying to hold on to here now with about 16 minutes left in the Super Bowl. Now Purdy, lots of time, and he'll just throw it away. Had plenty of green grass. Not sure why he didn't just try to take off.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I mean, obviously, I think he knew he didn't have a lot of chance of getting there with 29 yards to gain. But on the other hand, you got to credit Kansas City with really nice coverage for a long time downfield, because Purdy had all kinds of opportunity to let that one loose, and he didn't find anything he liked.
Now, I'm going to ask you, what do you think? Do you think they bring him back? I mean, I think Saquon's a great player when he's healthy. He just has a hard time staying healthy. And what kind of money is he going to want for a sometimes healthy running back?
Right.
And if he does go on the open market, what's he worth? And who's going to be willing to pay for a pretty beat-up used car that, when it's in good shape, is still top of the line? All right, sounds good, Wendell. Here comes Rice on the jet sweep. Nice run there for 9. Actually, I guess it was a pop pass if they're going to say that Mahomes actually completed that pass. 2nd and 1 here, but just 15 seconds down, 2 scores. You got to go here, baby. Let's go.
Sure do.
Mahomes now on the play action. Now he'll float it and chuck it way out of bounds. 3rd and 1. Also remember, All-Pro left guard Joe Thuney is out of this game. He's pretty much the only player that's going to miss the game in a starting capacity. So Nick Allegretti in there. That's a big difference against Eric Armstead. Here's a first down to Kelsey. Nice little broken tackle. And that's how the 3rd quarter comes to a close. Don, I absolutely think they're going to bring somebody in, either a free agent or a running back, or a draft pick. It's a pretty thin draft class for running backs this year, so I would guess probably more to free agency would be my guess, but there might be somebody they find if they're in the right rounds, 3rd, 4th, 5th, something like that. Only because I don't think they're going to bring Kareem Hunt back again.
No.
And there's a very good chance that Nick Chubb doesn't start the season on the active roster. Like, he might have to sit out the first couple of games while he's still getting back to fully healthy.
Yep.
So there, I would consider that absolutely a draft need. Wide receiver, absolutely. Running back, if you want to start drafting future guards, Antonio and Teller are not getting younger. That's potentially a draft need. Another interior defensive lineman. Are you going to bring back Mo Hurst? Are you going to bring back Shelby Harris? Or what are you going to do with the other pass rusher? Are you going to bring back Zadarius Smith? Is he going to be too much now? Do you trust Alex Wright? Do you go another direction? So these are, again, all the decisions that Kit and I will get to make here in the next week or so, and Andrew Berry and company are already in the middle of making. 1st and 10 throw there to MVS. They got to go, and they got to go quickly now. Nick Bosa in the zone as well, top of the screen against Juwan Taylor, who's the most penalized offensive lineman. A screen pass that actually works, except he doesn't follow any of the blockers. And instead of about 20, he picks up 5. That's Kadarius Toney. It wasn't even a running back screen. It was a wide receiver screen.
That's right. Hey, you know what? Positive yards, positive plays. He doesn't follow the blockers, but he went positive for 5. And hey, I guess you say 8th time the charm, and then a touchdown to Rashee Rice to seal the deal. Got something going here after the screen pass finally does what they had hoped all along it would.
got positive yards. And then, yes, beautiful throw here again. Mahomes just floats this one. Lets Rice jump or run right underneath it. Lenore got beat pretty badly there. And that was the first of the 2 scores that they needed to try to get back in this game. Now it's going to be on their defense. We know the 49ers are really good at running the football. They're going to run the football on this drive. You've got to find a way to get a stop. If you're a Chiefs fan, of course. But 29-21, it's been kind of a weird way to get there, but we've got a game in the 4th quarter, which is all you can hope for.
That's right. Yeah, it's been interesting. Had a great
day as well.
It's been an interesting game because at this peak, the kind of the pinnacle level, just some really odd execution problems for both teams. You wouldn't expect at all for them. Either one playing in the Super Bowl, you'd expect much better execution for both teams in the play calling, in the pass protection, in the tackling, the pursuit. I mean, there's just so many execution flaws to this game. It's been pretty poor football in some cases, which has led to this weird scoreline and it being a game and late. So I guess we'll take that part from the entertainment value.
McCaffrey with a nice 10-plus yard run for a first down. Purdy in a shotgun now. He'll zip it over the middle. Caught by Kittle in front of the defender. He beat Drew Tranquil. Again, better run-stuffing linebacker than in coverage linebacker. And even though Tranquil makes the tackle, his 7th of the day. It's a big first down. Now back to McCaffrey. Juking in the backfield, and it'll be mowed over that time. George Karlaftis, the first one to get there. Again, second-year pass rusher out of Purdue. I mean, again, like maybe Don, like I said, offensive line depth for the future. I'm pretty sure they picked up Jed Wills' option, so they'll run Jed Wills back unless they find some sort of trade partner. I guess I'll be curious to see if they do, especially with the new offensive line coach.
That's the question mark.
If they do try to make if they try to take Dewan to the left side. Or if they just let him stay on the right and become the heir apparent to Conklin.
Right.
Does Conklin have the skill set to slide to the left? Does he maybe you roll a year with Bitonio at left tackle and you slide Conklin to the guard position? Like I don't know. It's all a big question mark, as Kit said, with the new guy Andy Dickerson in there.
Well, I think
or Bill Callahan.
There's one point that we can really, I guess, data set that we can point to say that AB is absolutely going to do what he feels is in the best interest of the team, but he's also going to do what his coaches are telling him in terms of the types of guys and who they like and what they like. And so we saw that with Schwartz. Man, did that defensive look change, especially on the D-line. As soon as Schwartz comes in and that D-line is night and day. We saw that all season long. That D-line was a massive part of their success in the defensive game. But I think the same thing is going to be true on the O-line here with the new coach. What does he like? What does he want? What does AB go and get for him? Because he's going to ask it. A touchdown easily should have been a touchdown, just dropped.
Big play. Yeah, I don't know, Don. Maybe he would. Maybe he wouldn't. Again, we've seen Bitonio play left tackle at a high level, but he's also, 1 year older. So absolutely had to have a stop there.
Yep, this is my kind of scoreline right here.
There you go. 32-21, baby. All right, well, Mahomes and company. They've been given the gift of their defense held them to 3 instead of 7, but still 2-score deficit now, and they got to figure it out with 8:22 to go. Mahomes back to pass. Good protection. Dangerous throw to the right side. Orrin Burks, the third linebacker behind Greenlaw and Warner, making a good defensive play there. But yes, Don, all good conversation pieces, and again, we're very much, I would assume that Dickerson is a zone scheme guy because I don't know that Stefanski would completely change his blocking style just because of the new coach. I think Ken Dorsey is a zone guy, right? So I guess we can assume that will still sort of be their bread and butter, but maybe not. I don't know anything about this guy other than he's been at Seattle for a couple of years. 32-21 now, 7:15 and counting on the clock. Mahomes trying to will himself, quick little RPO to Tony. He's got some space, but it takes him a long time to sort of settle with the football. And that's enough time for Fred Warner to zip out there and make a great tackle. Man, Fred Warner is so good.
Yeah, he sure is one of the best out there doing it currently in today's NFL, but certainly got to give him a lot of credit for what he does.
Javon Hargrave, you think he's a little upset about last year's Philadelphia loss? Now 4.5 sacks for the big man, the high-priced free agent who the Browns took a stab at, ended up here in San Francisco, and again 4.5 sacks. Again, that was the first one not on a screen pass, though.
Certainly good for him. Back-to-back chances to represent the NFC as he changes teams to the next NFC contender for the Super Bowl.
Yep. And 4th and 22 as Bosa forces the throwaway. So I'm assuming that they'll punt here still with 6 minutes to go, or they're going to leave the offense out. Here we go. 6 minutes to go. Here's the game, essentially.
Yes, sir.
Unless San Francisco does something stupid and maddens it away. 4th and 22. Mahomes, pressure coming. Now he'll roll to the right. He'll fire it short of the line anyway and broken up by Fred Warner. One-on-one with Kadarius Toney. That would have been short by about 5 yards anyway, but that's a turnover on downs, and that might mean a San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl. Purdy chucking it right side. What's he doing? He's caught but out of bounds. Just not sure why you're throwing the ball at all, Kyle. Look at that, 463 to 133 in total offense today. Kansas City has 6 rushing yards.
Yeah, that's not a good recipe for success, as they have been.
No, it's not.
Absolutely struggling at times in this game. They've had some success. I mean, they're 21 points to their credit, but remember, 7 of those came from the defense, of course. And they are, you know, the balance certainly has been an issue.
But the fun part about the channel moving into the offseason, Don, is that we can do whatever we want. So you want to see Jed Wills at tackle and at guard and Joel Bitonio at left tackle? We can do it.
We could.
You want to see Dewan on the left side and Jed on the right and Conklin as your swing tackle, your very overpriced swing tackle?
Yeah.
But
well, we could put, realistically,
too.
We could put O-line combinations as a poll vote for you. Just put together some options for you to vote on. Be like, all right, let's try O-line that looks like this. Have a draft left tackle, Wills left guard, and then, Bitonio left tackle, Wills left guard, and then Dewan at the right guard, and get rid of Conklin, or as one option. And then, you know, so on and so forth. Keep giving iterations of possibilities, and then have you vote on which one you want to see. We absolutely can do that.
Another field goal now. It's a straight 14-point lead. It's back to a very normal football score. Got it getting here a very unnormal way. How about 5.5 now for Hargrave? 2nd and 22 as this one again is over. But yeah, we can do all that. I mean, again, in my head and in my heart, I just don't feel like. I mean, do they have room for Conklin, Wills, and DeJuan Jones all on the roster at the same time?
Right.
Obviously, Jones seems to potentially be the best one of them, and he's the cheapest one of them. So I think there's probably the best chance that he stays.
Yes.
But I don't think Conklin's deal is very tradable, and I'm not sure anybody just wants to pay a 5th-year rookie on his rookie deal for Jed Wills, unless you know you're going to re-sign him, you know, kind of a thing. So I'm not sure they can really move any of them. They could move Juwan Jones in a heartbeat, but they would never do that.
No,
so
certainly not.
I'm not sure if all 3 of those guys. I mean, that's a lot of money to pay somebody to not be playing, because you're not going to want to not play Juwan Jones. So again, that's why Andrew Berry and company make those hard decisions. And Kit and I just get to pretend and have very little consequences with them other than some angry Browns fans on our YouTube channel.
And even that, I don't think we've had very much of that.
No, we haven't. We haven't. Incomplete over the middle. 3rd and 5. Three minutes to go exactly. Again, down 14. And another screen pass. And at least he's able to get rid of this one so he doesn't lose a bunch of yardage. Making it 4th and 5. Again, 2:56 to go. They still do have 3 timeouts. But an onside kick is in the future. Or not, because Dre Greenlaw just sealed it with an interception, and he might just go all the way. To the 30, 20, 10. He will go all the way as Noah Gray can't chase him down. And now this thing has gotten out of hand the way that it maybe should have and could have earlier. 49ers going to win this Super Bowl and win it in big fashion.
Yeah, this Super Bowl is going to end the same way that it started, with that pick 6, except for it's the other team. Mm-hmm. And certainly, we talked about Brock Purdy overcoming those mistakes. He does manage it. This should have been a massive blowout, but for those turnovers. And one for the 49ers here. Their second ties up the turnover margin, I do believe, which means that we end up with a pick 6 of their own for the 49ers, and there is the more like the game we saw scoreline there on the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both teams to have a pick 6. I wonder what sort of prop bet action you could get on that.
Right, especially to open it and finish it.
That's true. If it's, that would be wild. Yeah, the first score and the last score are both pick 6s. Now, again, with 2:40 to go, we might not be done with the scoring, but
true.
No timeouts are called. They're just going to hurry it up. Andy Reid knows that this one means back to the drawing board. And if you're the Chiefs, what do you go from here? I mean, I think you need to upgrade some things on your defense. I think you need to try to find another weapon. Rashee Rice is turning into one, but yes. Tony has not been what you thought you were getting.
No.
MVS is a veteran. Again, Kelsey another year older, but still effective. So you need to get another legit playmaker or two there on the offense, and you need to be able to shut down some of these better offenses. And again, today, combination of Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey were definitely the difference in this one. And another screen pass. This time it was tried to be the Kelsey, the tight end screen pass. That was 4th down, so we'll flip the ball to the other side. Purdy with a $1.56 to go. See what color the Gatorade is. We'll try to let the end of game cutscene go a little bit more. We usually don't, but we will today because it is the Super Bowl. Guys, I just want to appreciate you joining us. Again, Phil Nagy and Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports here with just a $1.15 left to go. Thanks so much to all of our subscribers. Again, if you haven't hooked up on the Discord channel with us, it's going to be off-season decision time very shortly. The invite link is in the description of this or any of our other videos. We do want to thank all of our subscribers. You guys really are the best. Thanks for joining us here on your Saturday afternoon. Hope you enjoy the real game. One more, and then we can start dreaming about the Browns getting back to it in 2024. 4th and 5. And I think the clock can just run all the way out, or why not? They're going to mess up Kit's prop bet here by kicking a field goal to be the last score of the game.
And only Madden would do that.
45 to 21. Super Bowl 58 champions as the confetti falls from the sky. Brock Purdy can't believe it. Champions once again. He said he got phone calls from Steve Young and Joe Montana leading up to it this week. Holmes dapping a couple of guys up as well, the ultimate competitor. And he will have to go back to the drawing board before he can have his, third? He's going for number 3 right now, Mahomes is. He's got the cell phone out. I haven't seen that. Eric Armstead taking selfies out there. There's Sam Darnold. He's getting up on the podium.
Yeah, what's crazy about that
He's
is
like, I want a ring.
I know, right? Out of that class year that was so touted, including Baker Mayfield, the first one to make it to a Super Bowl of all of them is going to be Sam Darnold, which is crazy.
Sam
and if
Darnold.
he wins it, like he's got a ring. Nobody would have had that.
Nope, not an, it's like Bernie going to Dallas and getting himself a Super Bowl ring again. Well, appreciate you guys being on with us. This one is going to go the way of the 49ers again as they get the big win here today. They are Super Bowl 58 champions. Crown belongs to the NFC once again. There was the game sealing pick 6 from Dre Greenlaw. And that one is going to do it here. We'll get some player stats for you. And we will wrap it up. For the Chiefs, 24 of 38, 254. For Patrick Mahomes, he had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Look at this. Isaiah Pacheco, 7 carries for 7 yards. That was your running game today. Woof.
Yikes.
Rashee Rice, 6 for 55, and the 2 touchdowns. Pacheco with 5, Kelsey with 5. But look at these, 5 for 30, 5 for 26, 3 for 15. Scantling got down the field, 3 for 90. Otherwise, there's a lot of short throws here today. Again, credit that San Francisco defense. Nick Bolton with 15 tackles, 14 for Drew Tranquil. That's your 2 little linebackers there. 11 for McDuffie, 10 for Mike Edwards. 2.5 sacks for Karlaftis, 1 for Chris Jones, 1 for Tranquil, and the other half for Mike Dana. And then Mike Edwards and Justin Reed with the 2 picks. And again, Justin Reed started the game with that pick 6. 27 of 46 for 333, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Brock Purdy. McCaffrey, 30 carries, 142 yards in this one. Kittle, 8 for 80 and a touchdown. Debo, 8 for 114 and a touchdown. Maybe that gets Debo the MVP. Well, of course, well, with 2 picks, maybe they don't give it to Brandon Ayuk. So it's probably just going to be, Brock Purdy because he was a winning quarterback. Maybe Hargrave should get it. How about this? 5.5 sacks. We'll give it to Javon Hargrave.
Yeah, that's my
We'll give him the MVP here today. 2 for Bosa, 2 for Armstead, Randy Gregory, and Drake Jackson also getting halves as well.
And I think only 3 of them were gifted by Madden the terrible play calling for streams.
It's true. It's absolutely right. It's absolutely right. Well, guys, appreciate you being on. Kid, anything else you want to wrap up about this one?
No, I mean, it was, I guess, a game for watching the commercials and the halftime show, as the football itself was not all that great. They did have some suspense to it, and it was entertaining in some respects, but was not very clean, nor very good by either team, although certainly we know which team had the better execution, as the 49ers the one to come out on top here in Super Bowl 58.
So there's a look at the way the playoff bracket happened in our sim. You can see the Browns only lost by 4 in their game. But both of the AFC and NFC championship games, again, at least based on our sim, were much better games. So 45-21, San Francisco 49ers from the 1 seed take it all the way home, and they will hoist the Lombardi if it goes this way tomorrow. So guys, really appreciate you getting on. Again, thanks so much to all of our subscribers. Again, stay tuned real quick. We will be back with some off-season videos as we jump into the mock 2024 season. And again, make sure you are up on the Discord as well so you can help us make some of those decisions as well. So really appreciate you guys. For Kit out on the left coast, I am Phil here in Central Ohio. Together we are Nagy on Sports. Appreciate you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the real game tomorrow. Today we will say, go San Francisco. And as always, go